All right, everybody, welcome back. Week 12. Wearing the same shirt I was wearing last week because I'm shooting videos at the same time. It really covers most of the same stuff, so I think this will be a short video this week. Again, we're dealing with strings and how to use them, how to compare them, how to do stuff with them. So we're going to do stuff. Last week, I mentioned that there was an assignment that I wasn't sure was still here, and it is. This is what I was talking about, where they're comparing beta and beta, and the little b was bigger than a big B. I think I beat that horse to death. We should understand how to compare stuff. We know what all these operators are right now, and we're just comparing strings at this point. You know how it compares strings because I've shown you the ASCII chart, and it looks at those numbers. Very plain and simple. I can't teach you much more than that. So I think that we're good here. The assignments this week are going to be a little different, I suppose. Let's jump into these. The LED display. And these are labs, so I should be able to find these, right? LED display. So as somebody punches in a number, you're going to print out asterisks in that way. So you put in, somebody puts in 123, it's going to print out. It's going to require a little bit of thinking and a little bit of plotting out. Think of the rows instead of the numbers, right? You're not building numbers, but you need to think of like an LED matrix. Remember, if you have an old LED clock, you know, it's got a line at the top, a line at the bottom, two segments on the side, and then a bunch of segments in the middle so that it can make any kind of number. You're going to build something similar to that, and then just print out the ones that it needs when it's called, when the user enters a number. It's a little challenging, honestly, but it's fun once you figure it out. After that, we are going to do (2.5). So the Caesar cipher. If you're not familiar with the Caesar cipher, it was called Rot 13 or Rotation 13. They basically rotated the alphabet 13 places, and instead of writing an A, you would write, I don't know, P or whatever the 13th letter is, and go from there. And then somebody else would just kind of rotate it back when they figured it out. It's one of the simplest ciphers that there is. But that's what you're going to do. You're going to create a Caesar cipher, something a little better. It says you're already familiar with the Caesar cipher because I just told you what it was. Maybe it's in the chapter if you read it. We're going to make it a bit harder. Ask the user for one line of text to encrypt. You're going to use ask the user for a shift value. So the user gets to decide whether it's 13, 25, or whatever. And then you're going to print out that encoded text. It's really not that difficult when you start putting your mind to it. And again, as you go through the lesson here, if you've done all the exercises and how to grab indexes and all that stuff, this should be fairly simple. Palindromes you're going to do. Then you basically, if somebody puts in a palindrome, a word or a phrase that can be reversed and say the same thing, it's going to say it's a palindrome. Otherwise, it's going to say it's not. And again, we're comparing strings. We're comparing those values in the ASCII chart. So just remember that, and these will be fairly easy. Again, anagrams, kind of the same thing. Backwards, it's just like palindromes. So, short video. I didn't teach you anything. I just said you already know this stuff, and you do. You should. We beat it to death, not only with lists, but now with strings. So if you have any questions, send me an email, please. If you don't understand the stuff, you know, I can help. I'm willing to sit down and do extra work, whatever it takes. If you do get it, great. That's awesome. If you need something, let me know. Thank you very much.